Welcome to C-Sessions.
Let's talk about clinical trials for a second. It's still here the 3 to 5% of patients go on a clinical trial. Are you seeing any improvement on that as far as more people going there, since you've got all these new drugs that you're saying that are life-changing? Is that?
Yeah, so our numbers are obviously better than that. I mean, 3 to 5% is nationally. Of all of our lung cancer patients, about 15-ish% will end up being on a clinical trial during their disease history.
Is that due to the new options, treatment options?
Well, yeah.
New drug development?
Again, when I finished fellowship, when we communicated with Tambourines, the clinical trials were all variations of chemotherapy, and yes, we offered them to patients, but even our enthusiasm talking about them was probably pretty easy to read. That it was still variations of chemotherapy, and now we have all these different approaches, both to genetic alterations of tumors, as well as an ever-expanding options of immunotherapy combinations that some of them are looking very, very promising. We exploring the option of a clinical trial for anyone's disease is something to be considered. And I have to be careful with examples, but because this example has been out there, comes into our clinic, has disease progression after chemoradiation like you received, and then goes in a clinical trial of a drug that had never been tried in humans before, and has a complete response.
So it's phase 1?
Yeah.
Wow.
Has a complete response. The trial ends because there's mandated that after 18 months you had to stop, and the disease never comes back, and it's 7 years later.
Oh, wow.
If the person was not in that phase 1 clinical trial, probably wouldn't be alive. Hopefully these one-off stories are going to become more and more common as we move forward.
Well, you remember you proffered it up, and I said,
What's a clinical
again,
trial?
what's a clinical trial? And you said it's tomorrow's drug today. And I remember saying, if I was your daughter, what would you do? And you said, I would put you on this clinical trial. That's all I needed to hear.
For more information, visit csessions.com.